Welcome. Thank you all for joining us this evening for Alumni Theater Company's reading of Act 33, a play written by the Juvenile Creative Writing Class at the Allegheny County Jail. In the fall of 2016, I began visiting the high school classrooms at ACJ to facilitate a creative writing class through Chatham University's Words Without Walls program. Words Without Walls began offering creative writing classes to adults at ACJ in 2009. In 2015, they expanded the program to the high school at the jail, to a group of juveniles awaiting trials for adult charges. In my first meeting with their English teacher, Christine Ottenreith, she told me how excited she was for me to work with the class, that they were a really talented bunch. I would soon see for myself that the teenagers in her class were not only talented, but charismatic and courageous, despite facing the many daily traumas of incarceration. That first semester, I was less a teacher than an observer in awe. Each week, they returned from the pod with their notebooks full of original songs, raps, and poems, eager to share with the class. The most rewarding part of the program came at the end of each semester, when the incarcerated writers from the men's, women's, and juvenile classes gathered in the contact visitation room to showcase their work to each other, to the guards, and to their teachers. And every time, the juveniles stole the show. After each reading, Christine and I would shake our heads at how few people could actually see their talents, how their voices never made it past the walls of the jail. In 2018, we decided to work on a new project, to write a collaborative play that would bring their voices out of the jail and onto the stage. We began with a semester of failed attempts at writing monologues. Using Anna Deavere Smith's plays as inspiration, we encouraged the teens to tell a story from their lives. The group was hesitant. Many of them were suspicious of sharing their personal lives, of putting their stories on a page for everyone to see, and rightfully so. Trust is hard to come by in ACJ, where everyone is on trial and everything you say on the phone is being recorded and could be used against you, where sharing anything about anyone could be seen as an act of betrayal. The next semester, we took a different approach and drafted characters. What are their names? What neighborhoods are they from? What conflicts are they facing? What are their hopes and desires? What are they not telling anyone? From there, the characters came alive as this group of young playwrights turned their own pod into the setting, twisting their experiences into fictional depictions of the incarcerated youth on Pod 7E, maximum security. There is no shortage of conflicts on the pod. The mental stress of solitary confinement, the tense interactions with COs, the holidays without family, spending your 16th birthday in a cell, finding out a loved one has passed and you can't attend the funeral, wondering if you should take a plea of 20 years in prison instead of going to trial and facing anywhere from 40 years to life. Each week, we opened up the working document of the play on a smartboard, and I sat at the keyboard and listened, typing as they proposed new lines of dialogue, a character, a new plot twist. And in this way, we continued writing until we finished 1 act, 2 acts, 3. Each time a new classmate joined, we would read through the entire play and then start writing. After 3 years with over 40 contributors, the play took turns no one could have predicted. By writing together, the students exhibited skills of collaboration and revision. They became masters at picking up where the previous class had left off, at finishing a story that was both personal and collective. They contributed new conflicts, and more importantly, new resolutions. Act 33 is an important testament to the everyday experiences of youth in our communities. Young people who have been failed by the education system, the justice system, and their city at large. It is not a coincidence that most of these young playwrights are Black. Allegheny County's criminalization of Black youth is astounding. A 2019 study found that Black boys are 7 times more likely to be referred to the juvenile justice system than their white counterparts. For Black girls, that rate jumps to 10. The Pittsburgh Public School District, which leads the county in referrals, arrests students at 8 times the rate of the Philadelphia Public Schools. The youth who wrote this play are not with us tonight. Some of them are still at the Allegheny County Jail, some now as adults. Many of them are in prison. We are recording this performance so that the current students at the jail will be able to see it, as well as the families of every contributor. For any incarcerated youth watching this, I want you to know that this performance is for you. Your voices, your stories, your lives matter. We are beyond thrilled to collaborate with the Alumni Theater Company, whose mission is to amplify the voices of Black youth in our communities through performing arts. Youth who know just as well the daily struggles of growing up Black in Pittsburgh. From the very first reading, the cast brought these characters out of the jail and into the world. I am so grateful for the love and respect they have given this work, and I'm so excited for all of you to see it. Without further ado, please welcome the cast of the Alumni Theater Company, reading our first public performance of Act 33.
Interlude 1. Welcome to 7 Echo. Dark faces of inmates appear from several of the cells across the pod. They step out one by one from the shadows as they speak, repeating each other's last words like echoes.
Welcome to 7 Echo.
Welcome to 7 Echo.
Welcome to 7 Echo.
Where all the windows have bars.
All the windows have bars.
Where all the windows have bars. Where fake gangsters are exposed.
Fake gangsters are exposed.
Where they serve dog food every day.
Serve dog food every day.
Dog food every day. Where you're a pit bull in a pound full of poodles.
A pound full of poodles.
A pound full of poodles. Where you get jumped over some noodles.
Jumped over some noodles.
Where there's more brainwash than body wash.
Ooh.
Where you don't have to smoke to get high.
Smoke to get high.
Smoke to get high. Where you can't trust anybody.
Where your Jordans turn to Crocs.
Where you get locked just for asking a question.
Asking for toilet paper.
Looking the wrong way.
Walking the wrong way.
Breathing the wrong way.
People get tased every day.
Might get punched over some spades.
Welcome to 7 Echo, where drug dealers, killers, robbers are welcome.
Are welcome.
Are welcome.
Act 1, Scene 1. Pod 7E. Over the loudspeaker, the voice of a tired corrections officer speaks in relieved fashion.
The count is clear, ladies and gentlemen. Count is clear. Beds made, doors shut. Keep the volume down.
Maniac, Stretch, Escobar, and Timmy celebrate count clearing by marching down to sit in front of the TV. Other inmates start playing cards in the background. Maniac grabs the remote and begins to flip through the TV channels. Gronk is manning the desk, scrolling on the computer.
Hey, put on that new Love and Hip Hop.
Man, no, don't nobody want to watch that. Put on Cartel.
Well, I do. Doesn't that make somebody?
Shut up, man. I'm tired of watching that crap.
I'd rather he have the remote than you.
Better watch your mouth.
Come on, y'all. Everybody raise your hand for Black Ink.
No one raises his hand but Timmy. He walks away toward the cards table.
I'm tired of y'all, man. Damn.
Stretch lurches for the remote, and Maniac holds it as far away as possible.
Better calm down if you ain't trying to slide.
He flips through the channels, finally landing on BET.
Now, that's what I'm talking about.
Stretch reaches again for the remote, finally grabbing it. He starts clicking through the channels before stopping at the local news, where footage of police caution tape appears on screen. The news anchor reads from her script. A shooting on Pittsburgh's West End left one 15-year-old boy dead early this morning. Police are still learning the details.
Stretch, is that your...
Yo, that's my block.
Gronk throws his pencil, hitting Stretch in the back of the head.
Hey, what did I tell all of you about watching the news? Change the channel. Now.
The news script continues as Stretch tries to listen while responding to Gronk.
Yo, chill, bro. That's my hood. That could be my...
You think I care? My job is on the line here. Turn it off or yins are all getting locked in.
All the inmates suddenly look towards Stretch, yelling at him to turn it off.
Oh, man, turn it off.
Yo, what you doing?
Maniac grabs the remote and shuts it off. Stretch and Escobar both run to the phones.
Who you think it was?
I don't know, but I'm gonna find out.
Man, this is crazy, Pablo.
Nah, just another day.
Damn. Well, I hope they don't get my... Oh, hello? Yeah, that's what I was calling about. Who was it? Yeah, I'll rap to you whenever I get off the phone. For real? Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, bro, I'm good. Yeah, all right, bro. I'll talk to you later.
Stretch waves Escobar over to the tables.
This is wild. That was little Troy, my little brother. And he wasn't even out here like that.
Are you that stupid? I told you not to turn on the news. Take it the hell in. If you don't take it in, I'm calling a refusal.
Stretch and Escobar shake their heads and slowly walk to their cells.
Why he always acting weird?
Right?
My little bro gone and I can't even grieve. I bet they won't even let me out for the wake.
You got yourselves a 72.
Lights fade to Stretch in his cell.
In my eyes, we're all the same. Different stories, all in pain. All of us trapped in a white man's game. No more trying to dodge the rain. How did this life come to be? Never see my family. Lunch comes every day at noon. Now there's lockdown in my room. Hungry? Need an extra plate? You don't eat if you come late. Locked in with people that I hate. Talk to the walls. Ain't got no roommates. Only youth in 7E. Stuck in cells 1 through 23. Population is what you see. DHU is found with me. Lost my brother to the set. Mine caught up in one big net. Think my choice is close to set. COs make me think of threats. Juvie's lame. Try not to snap. Do not want another charge. Use my fists. Don't need a whack. But do not want to see the sarge.
Lights fade to dark. Scene 2. Lights come up on the pod. It's 3 days later and Stretch and Escobar's lock is over. Second shift of rec. Some inmates are watching TV. Escobar, Timmy, and Maniac are playing cards. Stretch is talking on the phone with his mother. Jones's radio sounds off.
Control, can I get an 8 or a 9 on the ground? Juvenile to 7 Echo.
All right, everybody go to the gym or in their cells. New court on his way.
Tony walks onto the pod, keeping his head down toward the new court cell.
Yo, that's my man Tony.
The one who hit Lil Troy?
I don't know, bro. You have to ask him yourself.
Hey, Mom, I'm gonna have to call you back. I gotta go handle something.
All of the inmates make their way toward the gym. Jones hits the Sallyport button and Tony enters the pod. He's escorted by another guard to cell 128, and the guard locks the door behind him and closes the slot. Jones approaches the intake CO.
Just pick this one up on a homicide. Didn't give me too much trouble.
We'll keep an eye on him.
Hey, you catch that fine weather girl's booty this morning on Fox 53?
You already know it, Joe. All right, come on out now, ladies.
All the inmates return to the pod. Stretch tries to head to the cell door window, but Escobar holds him back.
Chill out, Stretch. We don't know anything yet.
I know how we could find out.
Stretch walks over to Jones's desk.
Yo, who that new court?
I think his name is Tony.
Stretch and Escobar walk to the phones. Maniac makes the rounds, picking up the lunch trays. He looks around before approaching Tony's cell. Jones walks behind him.
Gonna move so I can open up the slot? My bad.
Jones opens Tony's slot. Maniac picks up Tony's tray through the slot. Timmy eavesdrops nearby from the phones.
What's happening, bro? Need a spoon or something?
Oh, what's up, bro? For sure. You good? Been chilling down here?
Ain't looking too good, but it is what it is. I'm gonna be all right. What you down here for?
Something I ain't trying to rap about, but I'm sure you watch the news. They don't got nothing on me. You watch. I'm gonna be out this week.
Think you're the first one to say that? I've been down here 6 months, bro. You ever heard of postponement? Because you about to. But yeah, I seen the news. You know, these big bros in here. Stretch.
Damn. It's about to get crazy. You booting?
No doubt. You know I got you, bro.
All right, I'm gonna rap to you later.
Maniac and Tony shake hands. Maniac shuts the slot and walks away. Timmy hangs up the phone and walks over to Stretch's cell.
Yo, bro.
What's up with that new court?
So look, I was on the phone and I overheard him talking.
Oh, yeah? What was they talking about?
I mean, he ain't really trying to talk about his case too much, but he said if anyone got a problem, he ain't ducking no type of wreck.
So he'll slide?
Yeah, and Maniac said he riding too.
All right. We gonna handle that.
For sure.
Timmy crosses the pod to play spades with Maniac and other inmates.
So, what was you and Stretch rapping about?
He said he's not playing with Tony when he gets out of new court.
What do you mean?
I mean, we'll see when he gets out.
So you ran with them too?
Come on, bro. You know I'm not getting into none of that.
Jones's radio sounds off.
Institutional lockdown. Institutional lockdown. All movement is suspended.
All right, everybody in your cells, we're on lockdown.
Lockdown? For what?
Could be anything. Last month it was 2 weeks over a lost pair of scissors.
You were stuck in here for 2 weeks over a lost pair of scissors?
Jones makes the rounds, checking that everyone is locked. Stretch and Escobar are locked in adjacent cells, speaking to each other through a hole in the wall under the top bunk.
Yo, Pablo.
Yo, bro, you good in there?
Yeah, but it's on with Tony and Maniac when we get out.
I bet.
Stretch and Escobar hear other inmates screaming in their cells.
Somebody tell Stretch, pick that boy Troy up off the pavement.
I'm about to roll him up right now and pass him through the hole.
Keep that same energy when you come out of new court.
Stop all that yelling now.
End scene. Scene 3. Fast forward to the second shift when Tony gets out. Gronk is on duty reading comics, giggling. Tony leaves new court and Maniac approaches him, pulling him into the gym.
What's the deal, bro?
I know you're trying to rumble, but you gotta play it out smart.
All right. So when we ready to slide?
We're gonna wait till the CO goes on break.
Timmy pokes his head into the gym.
Yo, Stretch said sliding is for that 5.
Hey, wait for me.
All right, bro. Let me know what's up.
Come on, bro. Let's go play some tongue.
The television shows a game between the Celtics and the Lakers.
Yo, did you guys just see that LeBron just got dunked on?
Oh, man, we're trying to start a game of tongue. Hey, shut up or change the channel.
Coffee your cup.
Maniac knocks on the table. Tony begins to pass out cards.
So you ever gonna tell me what really happened?
It all started when Bobby was laughing at my crib. See, Bobby, he had a lot of ops. Bobby was talking some shit, flashing his guns and money. But, you know, saying some dude, Trey, was broke. Do you know Trey from Northview Heights? Well, Trey tries to join the laugh, and Bobby accepted. And they get to argue. Trey asks him to drop the Addy. Bobby says he's not really about to pull up. Trey leaves the laugh. We wait for him to come for about like half an hour. He doesn't show up, so Bobby leaves. I get a knock on the door, and it's my baby mom, Jamie, and my daughter. I went to the kitchen to get something to eat, and they're chilling in the front room. And I hear some shots come through the window. It's on you. So I ran to the front room, and I hear a car skirt off. My baby's crying, Jamie screaming, telling me it's all my fault. There's glass everywhere. I'm checking on the baby to make sure she's not hurt. My mind went blank. My hands start shaking, so I pull out my phone and call Bobby. I ask him, hey, where's Trey? Where does he live at? Bobby says, hold on. He texts a shorty who sends him to Addie. Bobby picks me up. We pull up outside, and there's Trey walking to his crib. I get out, run down, and shoot at Trey, and he runs to his front door. I'm thinking to myself, I can't let him get inside, so I start to empty out my clip. Trey falls to the ground, and that's when I seen an old lady standing at the door holding her chest. Her hands covered in blood, screaming, somebody help.
Then what you do?
Well, I hopped back in Bobby's car and we scurried off. He drops me back off at my house. A couple days go by and I'm thinking everything's cool now. Then the cops kick in my door and they brought me down here. But, they charged me as an adult. They booked me on a double homicide. And that's how I found out the old lady died. Ever since that night, I can't stop seeing the look on that lady's face.
It's on you.
Maniac throws a card down. They all stop to notice Gronk leave to use the bathroom.
Meet you in the hut.
Tony casually walks to Stretch's door, opens it, and walks in, leaving the door cracked open a bit. 2 minutes later, Maniac walks into Stretch's hut. Stretch and Escobar get up and walk into Stretch's cell and close the door behind them. Sounds of a fight are heard. Timmy wanders over to the cell door, looks in and sees Stretch and Escobar beating Tony and Maniac.
Oh, man, he's getting whooped.
Gronk comes back from the bathroom and sees the four of them fighting in the cell.
I have a code 2 on 7 Echo. Repeat, code 2 on 7 Echo.
As Stretch and Tony continue fighting, alarms sound on 7E, while Gronk unlocks the door and the sounds of shuffling boots are heard running from the distance. The four inmates are hit with a barrage of paintballs and rubber bullets from off stage that slowly subdues them.
I hope you sorry animals like the whole.
End of Act 1. Act 2, Interlude 2, The Hole.
All you need to know about the hole is
It's a hole.
The hole.
the place you don't want to go.
A place where you feel homeless,
Stranded.
Stuck in a box.
like a stray dog.
On a highway.
In handcuffs.
All you can do is count the bricks.
21, 22, 23 hours in.
1 hour out. And you start counting again.
No phones,
No commie.
No visits.
no cellies.
No friends but the vents.
No thoughts.
Try to read books, but your mind is lost.
Try to do homework for school, but your brain dead.
Yelling out the door for your main man.
Ask him to make a call, because you can't.
Cause you can't do shit but count the bricks.
21, 22, 23 hours in.
1 hour out to rinse and repeat.
Nothing to do but sleep.
Like a stray dog.
Stuck in a box.
Stranded on a highway.
In handcuffs.
You'll tell yourself never to go back.
That you changed.
That your mind is straight.
But the last day, it's the worst.
The CO just makes you snap.
And you start counting all over again.
21.
22.
23 hours in.
Lights down. Scene 1. After an undisclosed amount of time, Stretch, Maniac, Escobar, and Tony are all released from the hole.
I ain't never going back in there. Yo, next time we fight, we keeping it just between you and me.
You don't even know what you fighting. I ain't do none of you, little bro.
But you're still the ops.
Feels like everybody the ops these days.
Can't let your guard down for nothing.
That's real.
Too real.
Heard this neighborhood beef ain't nothing when you go upstate.
I'm not going upstate.
I hope you ain't, bro. With these public defenders, I'm looking at a lot of time.
What you mean, the beef ain't serious?
I mean, when you get up there, it's on some whole other shit. Pittsburgh versus Philly type beef.
That don't mean our beef ain't shit.
Guess you just gonna have to fight for yourself then.
I ain't going upstate.
Me neither.
Me neither. Matter of fact, I'm getting out here tomorrow.
Hey man, first night at the hole at least.
What is it? Sunday.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Future flavors.
Yeah.
Future flavors.
The radio show. Whammo. Sunday nights they put on Pittsburgh rappers.
Yeah, dumbass. Are you even from this city?
Shut up. I'm too busy rapping to even listen to the radio.
Okay.
Hey, this man can rap. I'm telling you.
Come on, we gotta bring the radio into the gym. It's the only place that gets the signal.
The inmates make their way into the gym. Escobar adjusts the dial to 100.1 and the voice of a DJ comes on.
Hey, you know we got that Sunday night future flavors. Shout out to all the Pittsburgh rappers making a mixtape. Here's the latest track from Black Jade.
Man, this song is weak, dude.
Nah, this is hard. You just mad because you ain't from the west side.
I can rap better than him, for real.
Put it for him, Tony.
Watch. Look. Check it. And that's my dad got locked up when I was 3. Left me and her starving here with nothing to eat. Grandma doing rocks, she turned into a fiend. Stopped playing football, then hopped in the streets. Got a boomer phone with some money moves. Junkies calling back to back, I can't stay in school. Then I turned it up a notch, starting poles. Now I got them fat knots, counting pesos. Since I'm at the plug, times have been the same though. Scrolling through my timeline, I seen a video. Notice it's my sister, she just got exposed. KK on the net laughing like it's a joke. Then I called up J-Dog and said it's time to roll. Put up to the game, saw with the ops. Seen K in the squad, I had to grab my Glock. When I came back, yeah, he was off the lot. Pull up to the block, ready sent some shots. Called an Uber from my sis, sent it to the spot. Traveling through the west with a burner and it's hot. J-Day hopped out and I heard a lot of shots. Heard the fire feed scene before I seen the cops. Facebook saying Lil Troy got his head rocked. Next thing you know, I hear a couple knocks. Looking out my window, where there's a lot of cops. Now they got me starving down to ACJ. Eating bologna with coleslaw and a piece of cake. 7:45, we call it a day. That's the story of 7E down to ACJ.
He killed it.
You right.
But I bet you think you was the only spitter in here, huh?
The room falls silent and all eyes fall on Stretch. Stretch turns the dial and the instrumental to Uchi Wally begins playing.
Woke up about 8 o'clock. All I heard was a big bang and a knock. Mom sent me to the store for some bread and some squares. Seen that girl I grew up with, chilling on the ad, posted with the guy who was beating on that ass. Flashback in my head had me thinking about my dad when he smacked moms down in the living room. Ran upstairs, grabbed a dustpan and a different broom. Seen a look on her face and she was really doomed. Don't know, I had to step up, I see it different. Don't put your hands on the female, yo ass is stripping. Oh no, I had to step up, I see it different. Had to step in and tell that man to chill out before I knock his grill out. Then he ran to the car and brought hell is still out. But yeah, I had my pole, so you know it was a grill out. Moved too smooth, got me feeling like Jet Li. Got me feeling like Jet Li. Grazing my neck, but dude really should have stretched me. Lemon squeeze on it, so you know it wasn't XD. Just caught a body cut, dude tried to check me. Ran to the crib, cops came to arrest me. Oh no, I had to step up, I see it different. Mans could have really hit me, but he missing. Oh no, I had to step up, I seen it different. I really could have died, but dude ended up missing.
Oh!
All right.
Jones enters the gym abruptly.
Tony, they're all saying you're getting released.
Release?
Released?
Man, I told you I was getting released.
Maniac gives Tony a big hug, then Tony swaps hands with Timmy Escobar and finally Stretch for an awkward handshake.
One lucky dude.
Be careful out there.
Want to leave or what? Let's go.
Tony exits the pod with Jones.
I mean, bro, I smell a snitch.
You know what they say? Whoever smelt it, dealt it.
I was just starting to like him.
For real though, how he get released without snitching?
I don't know. But Tony ain't no snitch. Maybe they just didn't have anything on him. I told y'all he ain't do it.
Doesn't matter if he did or didn't. Out there, they're gonna think he snitched getting released so quick.
Nothing the streets hate more than a snitch.
I stay in here for life before I snitched on you, bro.
On everything.
Lights down. Scene 2. Stretch goes to the phone, calls up his mom.
What's up, Mom? How you doing?
Good. How you taking Troy's loss? You know the boy who was on the news for that is your half-brother.
What? How?
That's your dad's son. I know you're mad at him, but I don't want you to start anything. Talk to him and let him know that you two are blood.
Why are you just now telling me this? I already beat him up and everything.
You what? Beat him up? I was just talking to Tony's mom to let her know that you were down there with him too.
You waited until I was 17 to tell me I had a brother?
You know I don't get along with your dad, and he wasn't around your whole childhood anyway. He left us to go be with Tony's mom, and I guess that's how Tony came about. I'm honestly surprised you didn't already know this. He has your dad's last name, Johnson.
Mom, he just got released.
Lights down. Scene 3. Over the loudspeaker, the voice of a tired corrections officer speaks in relieved fashion.
The count is clear, ladies and gentlemen. Count is clear. Beds made, doors shut. Keep the volume down.
Maniac, Stretch, Escobar, and Timmy celebrate count clearing by marching down to sit in front of the TV. Other inmates are playing cards in the background. Maniac grabs the remote and begins to flip through the TV channels. Gronk is manning the desk, scrolling on the computer.
Hey, put on that Love and Hip Hop.
Don't nobody want to watch that. Put on Cartel.
Everybody raise your hand for Black Ink.
No one raises his hand but Timmy. He walks away toward the other TV.
I'm tired of y'all, man.
Stretch lurches for the remote and Maniac holds it as far away as possible.
Hey, you better calm down if you ain't trying to slide.
He flips through the channels, finally landing on BET.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Stretch reaches again for the remote, finally grabbing it. He starts clicking through channels before stopping at the local news, where footage of police caution tape appears on screen. The news anchor reads from her script. A shooting in Pittsburgh's Hill District left one 16-year-old boy in critical condition early this morning. Police are still learning the details. End of Act 2. Act 3. Interlude 3. Phones.
Press 1 for English.
Impresa dos para español. Beep.
Enter your 12-digit telephone ID number. Beep, 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 beep.
Please state your first and last name after the tone. Beep.
DeAndre Jackson.
Sorry, your voice and name does not match. Please try again.
Please state your first and last name after the tone. Beep.
DeAndre Jackson.
Sorry, your voice and name does not match. Try again.
Please state your first and last name after the tone. Beep.
DeAndre Jackson.
Your call cannot be completed. Please hang up and try your call again.
Press 1 for English.
Impresa dos para español. Beep.
Enter your 12-digit telephone ID number. Beep, 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 beep.
DeAndre Jackson.
Beep. Please enter your 4-digit private code. Beep, 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 beep.
This is a Global Telling prepaid call from
DeAndre Jackson,
an inmate at Allegheny County Jail.
This call is monitored and recorded.
The use of three-way will disconnect your call.
Any questions, dial 1-888-2626.
To hear the price of this call, press 8 now.
To accept this call, press 5 now.
To decline this call, hang up. Beep. Your call has been accepted. Do not use three-way or your call will be disconnected.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Mom, it's me. I ain't got time to argue.
When's the last time you seen a payphone?
How much money did you put on the phone?
You get 60 seconds free the first time.
$5 every 15 minutes.
Did you talk to my lawyer?
Everything you say is recorded.
Someone might even be listening as we speak.
Is Grandma putting money on my books?
4 phones, but only 3 of them work.
And someone's always talking to their girlfriend.
Put Layla on the other line.
They say no 3-ways.
Hope you don't catch another charge.
How's my daughter? Can you put my daughter on?
And sometimes just cuts off.
Hello? Mom? Hello? Hello?
Lights down. Scene 1. Lights up on Escobar's cell where he's sitting on his bed writing a letter. He speaks out the words as he's writing.
Dear Mom, it's been a minute since you visited me. I hope you're doing well out there on the outs. What was Thanksgiving like without me? I miss all those Sunday cookouts we used to have, watching the Steeler games. I miss the buffalo chicken dip, the French onion dip, ribs, macaroni and cheese, sweet potato pie, cornbread, potato salad, shrimp Alfredo, and brownies. My mouth is watering just thinking about all that food. Christmas is right around the corner. Can't believe I'm spending it in here. Hope you guys have a good one. Yeah, I want you to get me something for Christmas whether I'm locked up or not, okay? How about one of them new iPhones? And a new pair of Air Maxes too for when I get out. Thank you for taking care of Rico. I don't want my son to grow up like me. Facts. Is he getting big? Do we have a bunch of toys? Make sure you get him some toys for Christmas. His mom probably ain't gonna get shit for him. Been a while since I've seen everybody's face. What's my sister up to? I miss y'all. I've been thinking about all the things we used to do. When's the next family reunion? I'm mad I missed the last one. It's cool. I'm gonna be home soon though. Can't keep me forever. You gotta put some bread on my phone though. Cause this writing shit is ass. I remember last time I was with y'all like it was last night. Can't wait to beat this case and get to see you again. I got court in a couple months. Hopefully they give me housey so I can come home and get a job. I have a contact visit coming up, so maybe you come see me. I love y'all and hold your head up. And don't forget to put some money on my books. Love, Esco.
Lights down. Lights come up on the pod. Gronk's radio sounds off.
Control, can I get 8 or 9 on the ground? Juvenile to 7 Echo.
All right, to the gym or in their cells. New court on its way.
Wonder who it could be.
Look, I bet you a pack of noodles. It's Tony.
I ain't betting you shit.
Hey, as much as I hope it ain't true, I'll take you up on that. No way my man's dumb enough to come right back here.
You better hold him to it. He owes me a whole month's worth of noodles at this point.
Come on, Brown, what you talking about?
A buzzing sound cuts off Timmy as Tony enters the pod, shaking his head.
Just so you know, I prefer chicken flavor, but if that's all you got, I take it.
Shut up, Timmy. Damn. Can't believe his ass is back in here. He literally just left.
Facts.
What did I tell all of you? Get back in your cells.
Tony tries to wave to the other kids, but Gronk pushes him into the new court cell. Lights fade. Scene 2. Lights up on Maniac alone in his cell, knees on the ground, with his hands clasped together and his head to the sky, praying.
Dear Lord, I pray today that everything I got going on goes the best as it can. Please wash away all my sins. I'm sorry for all the things that I've done. I know nothing can take back what I did that night. I pray for the families of the man and lady that I killed. I want to apologize to them, to my family, to their family, to you and to myself. Have mercy on me and wash these bad things away from my mind and cleanse my soul. Please bless me at this court date tomorrow. Tell the judge not to look at me as a criminal, but as a juvenile who made a mistake. Have mercy on my time. I can't spend my whole life behind these bars. I hope you have better plans for me. Please guide me to redemption and forgive me for my sins. I promise you, Lord, if you just give me another chance, I won't go down the same path I took. Don't expect anyone to forgive me, but I'm not the person I once was that night. Amen.
Lights down. Interlude 4. Look at me.
Look at me.
Look at me.
Look at me.
Look at me as a human being.
Look at me as if I have a future and you don't want me to destroy it.
Look at me as a person who struggled.
Look at me as a woman's child.
Look at me as a person who can accomplish bigger things.
Look at me as a person that I am.
Look at me and tell me what you see.
Do you see just a black boy?
Or can you look deeper than that?
Do you see a boy who's fought all his life to prove that he was better?
Or do you just see a criminal with no talent who should be locked away?
Please, look at me.
Lights down. Scene 3. Tony is released from Newcourt and joins the general population. Timmy is at the table shuffling cards with Stretch, who walks over to greet Tony.
Back already, huh?
Look, man, I don't want no beef.
I'm not trying to beef with you, bro. We cool.
Oh, now you want to be cool when I was just your op?
Look, as soon as you got out, I was on the phone with my mom's, and, she...
Why do I care about what you and your moms was talking about? I got bigger things on my mind. I left here and all I hear on the streets is the same people saying I'm a snitch. I ain't no snitch.
I didn't make no calls. On my mans, I didn't.
Well, somebody was saying something. I couldn't get caught lacking, so I was strapped. On my first day out, I was walking up Bedford and I seen a black SUV rolling up. All I see is a gun pointing out the window. Someone says, "You a rat." And before it hit me, and before I can grab my pole, they start shooting. I try to duck, but it hit me in my leg and my face. I try to run up the street. Got blood on all of my eyes, and I'm getting dizzy. Next thing I know, a cop pull up behind me, and I'm trying to keep it pushing. Next thing I know, everything went black.
Damn, that shit was bad.
I woke up in a hospital, cuffed to the bed, with a detective in the chair right next to me. He wanted me to make a statement, but I said nah. And he told me I was getting charged because my Glock was dirty.
All right, check it. Is your dad's last name Johnson?
Nah, why, what's up?
My raise told me your dad's name was Dwayne Johnson, but that's my pop's name too.
Yeah, that's my dad. I was seeing where you was going at first. I want to know why my moms ain't never told me you had a brother.
I was just rapping to my raise and she was just talking to your raise. That's how I found out. They both wanted us to look out for each other.
They dap each other up, and Maniac comes into the pod after the first day of his trial.
What? Y'all best friends now?
I'm gonna rap to you later. So how'd it go, bro? What's going on? How's it really looking?
Maniac gives him a defeated look and walks toward his cell without a word. Tony walks with him to his cell.
Let me know if you want to talk.
It's Jamie, bro. She told on me. I didn't want to believe it at first, but now I got to. The cops questioned her right after the shooting. She told them about Trey. She didn't know about what really happened. She wasn't trying to snitch on me. I don't know what's up with that, but it might just be over for me.
When'd you find all this out?
I've been new about this. Just been keeping it to myself. It's my girl for real. My daughter's mother. They won't even let me speak to her. I feel like I lost everything.
Hold your head up, bro. Don't lose hope. You know she ain't mean to tell on you. You know she wouldn't do that. And maybe she'll make it right. You'll never know.
Maniac and Tony walk back over to the tables to join Stretch and Escobar.
I feel like I can't trust nobody.
I'm feeling the same way. As soon as you get booked, you see who got you and who don't.
Yeah. I've been here for over a year. And only my folks put bread on my books.
All they say is free me on the internet, but can't even get my commie right.
Yeah, I feel that. I know you got people on the outside checking in on your moms.
I only got but so many people in my circle, and one of them is in here.
What y'all pointing at?
Your ugly ass.
I don't know why you laughing when you just got popped.
Yo, chill out, Pop. That's my little bro.
Everybody looks at Stretch and Tony in shock.
Oh, hell no!
Bro, my pops left my mom's, had another son. My mom just now told me.
I know I did till he said our dad's name. Dwayne Johnson.
Faking, fam.
Real shit.
I don't care. He's still opt out.
So how you rocking now? Is he with them or is he with me?
Tony gives a look of frustration and walks to his cell.
Why can't we put this beef to the side? I don't even know what we beefing for. While we're in here, we all wear the same colors.
I need some time to let this sink in.
Escobar exits to his cell.
Guess I'm on my own now.
Maniac exits to his cell. Stretch heads over to the TV.
Take it in. Count time.
Stretch ignores Gronk's orders.
Take it in now, or that's 72 hours.
Stretch sucks his teeth and heads into his cell. Lights fade to dark. Scene 4. Lights up on the pod. Jones hits a button at his desk and Maniac's door pops.
Come out. You got court.
Maniac gets up from his slumber.
Sure don't want to eat? Might be a while.
I'm hungry.
All right, everybody out. Full uniforms. Get ready for school.
Maniac leaves his cell and walks toward the sally port. Tony sees him leaving and yells through his slot.
Hey, keep your head up, bro.
Maniac says nothing, just nods. The rest of the inmates exit their cells and begin lining up for school.
What you think gonna happen to your mans?
I don't know. You're just gonna have to wait and see.
Escort CO arrives at the door. The group exits the pod in a disorganized line. Lights fade. Hours later, everyone returns from school to find Maniac on the phone with his mom. He finishes his phone call, hangs up, and heads to his cell. Tony walks over to Maniac's cell.
What happened at court?
Looking bad. They offered me a plea.
How long?
20, 40 years.
Damn, bro, that ain't no plea. That's a sentence. What your lawyer have to say?
He looked like he ain't know what to do. He said that's the lowest I could get. So I took it.
How you people's holding up?
My mom was devastated. The judge gave me that sentence and she broke down right there in court.
My mom would have did the same thing. She cared about you a lot. Now you gotta get your mind right. Don't count time, make time count.
I'm gonna come out a scientist, an author, maybe even a preacher. Who knows? I might come out Muslim.
Keep your head up, gangster.
Tony starts to walk away when Maniac stops him.
Hold on. I got a rap to you.
What's the deal?
I was in the back of the paddy wagon on my way to court, and I heard these old heads talking about some young blood getting shot in the face on Bedford. They said he ratted. Something to do with a body on the west. Said it was his right hand who popped him. Said his name was Jay.
Jay? J-Dog?
I mean, I don't know if it was J-Dog, but I know he go by Jay. And that's just what I heard.
That explains why he ain't my jack when I got out. Can't believe it be your own man who backdoor you.
Just wanted to let you know, bro. But don't worry about it. I know you ain't no rat.
Good luck, bro. I'll ride to you later.
Tony exits toward the table where Stretch Escobar and Timmy are playing cards.
So what happened to your mans at court?
You ain't say too much, and I ain't speaking on this case.
Stretch was telling me about your situation.
Why you speaking on my case to him?
Calm down, bro. It was nothing like that. We was just talking about what happened.
So was it your mans who shot you?
Bro, I don't know, but that's what I heard. I'm trying to find out.
Why? Because you a snitch? Because that's what I'm hearing.
Neffs, you wouldn't dare be no rat. And watch your mouth.
That's just what I'm hearing through the vents. Why you get up so early if you ain't no rat?
They didn't have nothing on me, and I told you I ain't do it.
Yo, Gronk is looking over here. Y'all gotta chill out. Don't make a scene.
I'm about to go make a call.
Tony walks off to the phones.
Think your brother a snitch?
No, I don't think he no snitch. I just think that's just what happened.
Alright, well, we gonna find out. What happens in the dark always comes to light.
Already know. We gonna hear something.
Lights fade to dark. Scene 5. Lights up on the pod while inmates are returning from school. Jones is at the desk while everyone heads to their cells. Jones stops Maniac.
Washington, go pack your stuff. Your escort is on his way.
Maniac packs his stuff into a black garbage bag and comes back out of his cell. He heads to Tony's cell and hands him a bin with the rest of his commissary items.
Good looks. You about to go upstate?
Yeah, but I'll be home soon. Listen, I want to see you up there with me. This beef down here, it ain't nothing. Be smart and don't get into any more trouble than you already in.
I'm listening. Keep your head up. You'll be home soon. They can't hold you forever.
Maniac and Tony splow each other up, and Maniac walks toward the sally port. Jones escorts Maniac out of the pod. Escobar and Stretch come out of their cells.
So what happened to dude at court?
He about to go do 20 to 40 upstate.
Damn, they hit him with the whole book.
Damn, was that the holy plea?
Yeah, he ain't getting nothing less. Said his lawyer couldn't do nothing for him.
Now that your mans is gone, who you trying to link with down here?
Yo, little bro, cool. Y'all gotta squash that.
I'm chilling, bro. I'm just trying to get out of here.
I'm cool if you're cool. We all trying to get out of here. Looks like your man's the only one that's really catching bodies.
Can't believe he was that quick to switch up on me.
So what you gonna do about it?
I don't know. I was ready to make a call, but Maniac got me thinking different. I want this beef to be over. Washington just be free from the beef in here and in the streets. Shit keep going like this, I'm either end up dead or upstate.
I really forgot what it felt like to be free.
The three of them look at each other, then put their fists together.
Free us.
Free us.
Free us.
Jones's radio sounds off. Control, can I get an 8 or 9 on the ground? Juvenile is 7 Echo.
All right, everybody go to the gym or in their cells. New court on his way.
The inmates all look at each other, wondering who will be the next arrival. Lights fade.
I want to thank everyone for coming. I'm Sarah Shotland. I'm the program director of Words Without Walls. And we're going to have a brief Q&A talkback. I want to invite actor Aiden Nicholas, actor Michael Curry, ACJ English teacher Christine Onreith, our special guest Stefan, executive director of Alumni Theater Company, Hallie Donner, writing facilitator Mike Bennett, and director Alona Williams to turn their videos on and join us to answer some questions for any of the audience that might have a comment or question for us. And I'll give everybody just a second to turn their cameras on. Here we go. We got Christine, and I'll give Stefan. I can also turn your camera on. Here we go. Hi, welcome. Thank you, everybody. For our audience members, I want to let you know you can use on the bottom of your Zoom screen, there's a Q&A feature with two little dialogue bubbles, or you can use the chat. And we also want to encourage all of our audience members from Facebook Live, also use the comments, and please send us your thoughts and your questions. While we let people add some questions to the various chats, I'm gonna start by asking our writing facilitator, Mike Bennett, to talk a little bit about what this many years long process has been for you. You told us a little bit about it in the introduction, but can you talk a little bit about what this has been like as a facilitator, working with over 40 writers to write one single play?
Yes, thanks, Sarah. It was just a really powerful experience to see this collaboration, and just to be able to for all of them to be able to work together to kind of create this was something that we envisioned, but it was, you know, that it was a reality, that it was made a reality, was really incredible. I think, you know, when we set out, we didn't know it was going to take 3 years. You know, we thought it might be a project for a semester or a year, and then it turned into 2. But I think that, you know, it really speaks to how, you know, how much work was put into this and how many different contributors there were.
Christine, you also were there for all of the writing because you're the actual classroom teacher for the English class at the ACJ. So can you talk a little bit about how this process might be different than the process of your everyday class, or different from other projects that you might have done at ACJ?
Yes. Mm-hmm. I think overall this is different because of our population. And what I mean by that is, you know, they're talented, they're invested in this, but there's a lot of interruptions. There's a lot of times that they miss class because they have court hearings or other things going on. So you know, Mike was so perfect to work with because he rolled with it. There's, you know, we had to work with a changing population, and then things going on at the jail. There were times that Mike showed up and we couldn't have class because for whatever reason we were on institutional lockdown. So, you know, your energy, everything, you have to learn how to deal with it. And, you know, but working with these students it was such a joy, and we were so glad to get their voices out. That was the main thing, and hopefully to open up some discussion on juvenile justice reform, to show their talent and show that, you know, they have a lot of potential here, a lot going for them.
Thanks. Stefan, you're joining us as a special guest. I know you're a former student of Christine's and share some of the experiences that were portrayed by the characters in this play. And I wanted to hear from your perspective if you thought this was an accurate portrayal of what life might be like in this situation? What are your just reactions to seeing the show?
I actually think it was great. It was a lot of stuff that I've been through myself. I thought it was actually perfect. They had it down to a T. I felt like they were there with me. So I know it's a little bit different. They have a juvenile pod, but when I was there, they didn't. So we were on a pods with adults. So it's definitely a little different. But for the most part, I feel like it was definitely perfect.
Thanks. I think that that opinion really holds weight with this cast and the whole team. I want to ask our actors, Michael and Aiden, who you'll see are, have their names to Escobar and Jones, as young Black men in Pittsburgh. What was it like to take on these roles and take on this material? And as artists, what was the process of getting into these characters and thinking about the material?
I'd say as an artist, it was a blessing to be a part of this because I've never really been a part of a show that portrays experiences quite the same as this one does. As a young Black male in Pittsburgh, I feel like this show is eye-opening. Me having to assimilate to a predominantly white community, having to go to a private school, and having majority white friends. You don't get to hear about a lot of the struggles that go on as a Black male other than in the news or from your parents telling you about the past. So I feel like it was a good learning experience for me.
Thank you for hearing that.
I share a lot of the same sentiments as Aiden. Of course, being a Black male in this city, it's a reminder and wake-up call that a lot of our youth are not afforded the same opportunities to make mistakes and learn from them and have redemption to grow from them. So for the opportunity to have their voices be heard and their truths be told in their own words is a beautiful thing to be a part of, and a reminder of just how we as a society have to be there for them and do better to make sure that they get the chance to be seen and live their lives. So it's a wonderful opportunity to be a part of this.
Thanks. Alona, I want to hand it over to you and ask you what your experience has been dealing with the material in the show and working with the cast and being part of this process.
So from the first time, reading the script, I was just really floored at the craftsmanship of just how they put this play together. And it made me think about, what we are missing out on, just what the world is missing out on. So going into this, I definitely just have so much respect for the material. And the experience has been really unique and interesting. I have never directed a show on Zoom before. And it was harder than I thought it would be. It was a very interesting experience in that regard, but I think that the words really carry the show. They're really important. And like I said, the craft elements, the way that they do the spoken word intertwined with the storyline, and everybody has their own little storyline. And it's just, the characters were just very rich, and it just, I just want more and more people to see this.
Yeah, thanks. I also was really impressed with the craftsmanship in the play. I think I'm a writing teacher, and one of the things that happens with young writers a lot is they have an issue that they want to talk about. And so they start writing about that issue, but it ends up feeling a little stilted because maybe they feel a little preachy. But this play brought up really important issues through the lens of very specific personal experiences. So it never
was
felt
very visceral.
Totally. And I thought that
Yeah.
was, it's a lot harder to do than it might seem. And I think they did it really well.
I just want to say another thing real fast. One of my favorite parts about this play is that like none of the characters are giving up on themselves. And it's just such an interesting thing to think about because they're considered, you know, people that have been thrown away. A lot of their families are upset with them. A lot of their families won't even, you know, communicate with them. But they're seen as, you know, these throwaway people. And not one time in this play do they give up on themselves. They don't say, you know, I'm never going to get out of here. They're like, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It doesn't matter. Like, they're not going to control how I feel about myself and my life. And that is like, that's what I think about when I'm like, what we're missing, like these people, we need to hear their stories, like 100%. So it was just like what Aiden said, a blessing, just feel blessed.
Thanks. Hallie, I wonder before I turn to the Zoom Q&A and comments, if there's anything going on with the Facebook comments.
There's a couple questions. One of them is, were the writers or will the writers be able to watch this performance?
Mike, I'm going to let you speak, and then maybe Christine, you can add to anything.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to be showing the performance at the jail. The recording of the performance will be shown to the juvenile class at the jail, and we're hoping to send a recording to all of the families of all the contributors, hoping to get this back to everyone who contributed to it.
Great.
4 students at the jail right now who actually collaborated on this, and they're very excited. They know that we're doing this today. So we will bring it back to them, and we'll have a showing for them. And like Mike said, we had promised them that, you know, we would make sure that they would see this when it came to fruition, and their families. They were very interested in that. And the students that we had who worked on it, that are upstate now, at least their families can see it and, you know, hopefully talk to them about it.
Thank you. We hope so too. The other question is similar to one that you already asked, but it is a little different spin. For Michael and Aiden, how did it feel portraying these real life stories? And how do you balance that as an actor with your personal psyche and the characters themselves? Michael, you want to answer first?
Yeah, definitely. Playing a guard and being on the other side of things, it's always a reminder, like as an artist, to find the humanity in the person that you're playing. Like, there's situations that brought Jones to being this guard at this time in the jail, and seeing like what situations are going on in his life, deciding for him like how does he feel about these students? Like, even though he is the guard, like, does he sees the hope that lies in these students, or lies in these young men? Like, he may see that they're not their situation, but hey, it's just a job, you know. He's got to make ends meet how he can. So, approaching this role is just like reminding myself that he's a person. Like, even though I may have my judgments as a black man, what a guard looks like in my life, you know, for Jones, what's his truth? What does he bring to the table in this situation? And how does that play into it?
Thanks. Aiden?
As an actor, whenever I'm given a role, I strive to meet every expectation of the writer. And I really wanted to honor all the hard work that these inmates had put into writing Esco. And approaching it from somebody who hasn't been near that type of life, or been anywhere near the jail system, I had to really empty myself out to allow Escobar inside of me and allow all the different parts of this character to come out. It was It was a little hard at first because like I wasn't able to get in the right mindset, but after reading it and reading it again, it got easier to relate to the character. So
Thanks. That's it for now on Facebook. You're muted.
I'm the girl who needs to unmute. So we've got a couple more questions about the process of how all this came about. So Mike, we have some questions via Zoom about what the challenges were between collaborating with so many different people over such a long amount of time. Like, I bet people are just curious about like, who was writing it down? Who was the keeper of the document? How did you share the document? You know, you talked a little bit about like, they were actually saying lines out loud and you were just taking notes.
Yeah, so we had a wireless keyboard. Christine's room, the setup is really great. There's a smart board, and we had it was a Google Doc, a working Google Doc that we had on the smart board, and I had a wireless keyboard, and I was just sitting. We were all sitting in a circle, and just saying. My job was mostly to ask questions. What would he say next, right? Where are we going next? What would he do now? And they always had answers. And sometimes there was a debate. Sometimes they would say, no, he wouldn't say that. He wouldn't say that. So again, there was collaboration, and there was also revision, right? Saying this isn't authentic, or this is. So I think the amount of eyes that we had actually did help to revise as we went. I think that one thing that really helped was that everyone took it so seriously, that they knew there was a legacy to the project, that they knew that there was a group of people who had worked on it, put their, all of this time into it, and they accepted that and, realized how important it was to them and to themselves to take up this project and keep working on it. So just collaborating with each other and taking each other seriously. And also, even when, they didn't know some of the other contributors, they still took it very seriously.
Thanks. I like imagining just, the process of asking more questions. And it sounds like you had a real writer's room going on. Let's see. We have a question from Andrea in the Q&A. She says, you say that the people are reluctant to share themselves with others. How did the editing and rewrite process go? Were the writers year to year open to having comments? And I think that means feedback on the work.
You want to take that, Christine?
Sure. I mean, we both can take it, but Mike and I at times were like referees, actually, because sometimes certain groups would want to come in and just, throw out a whole scene. And we almost counseled them through it. So we talked to them, told them about the process and why, we weren't going to do that. And it always worked out in the end. That's the interesting thing. And then as far as the writing too, Mike is really, really good about knowing what direction we need to go to get a certain product out of them for the day or for the week. So a lot of times, he would have fantastic prompts, or we may look at a poem that has nothing to do with what our play was about, but to work with them on the structure and the scaffolding and just the artistic process. So they may do free writes on this, or they may, work on this type of prompt, or, we would have a discussion and then come back together and do some writing. So we did that fairly often, actually, when we were trying to get them down the right path. And it all worked out in the end. It was amazing. I mean, I know Mike will say we had so many laughs, didn't we, Mike? I mean, it was, there were times, and then there were times that were heartbreaking too. We had, students that had written a lot of it that were released and then died very soon after that. And, that was a process. Sometimes we, as the writers, had to sit around and talk about that too. And, the legacy for the parts that they wrote. So it actually was completely enjoyable and a lot of hard work.
Thanks. That actually answers one of the other questions that's come in about the rest in peace slide at the end of the show. Those were all writers who contributed to this play, correct? Yeah, I think just want to sit with that. Nothing we need to say. For the actors, we have another question about the process, and it's about rehearsals. So did you have a chance to rehearse this play? What's it like to rehearse a play on Zoom? And how is it different than how you'd rehearse in real life?
Well, I'll just put out that rehearsing via Zoom is not as fun as in person. That's number one. Because, I mean, I'm sure as we've all realized, being at home and away from people mostly, like, we need other people. Like, as far as, like, feeling each other's energy and, like, the nuances of, like, human interaction. Like, you miss that through this medium of being on the computer. I mean, shouts out to Alona for, you know, directing in this medium and making it feel personal, and like to all Zoom directors who are out there making it work, because it's just really hard to nail down that human nuance and energy through a computer, and it's just not as personal, but you make it work. And also, of course, the technical aspect, you know, you have to deal with, like, oh, I might be on mute. Oh, you know, you could cut out because of the internet, and there's just a lot of things that you got to deal with. So to be able to put a production together in this space and for it to go smoothly like how tonight went is a feat in itself. So it's definitely an interesting experience to work in this space.
Yes. Aiden, do you want to add anything to that? Or Hallie or Alana, what the process is of doing theater on Zoom?
Well, Michael pretty much summed up everything I was going to say. A lot about being an actor is the interactions between people, and I miss that every time. But it was good to be around you guys, even though we're on Zoom. Like, I had never met Michael before, and it was funny because, like, when we started, I was like, should I call you Mr. Michael or just Michael, right? And that was some of the stuff, that was me craving for that connection back that we would have in person. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
I just want to shout out Alana again and say what an amazing job she did. She really was an excellent director, and this is not the easy.
It was hard. I couldn't do this alone.
I warned you, didn't I? I was like, okay, this
was hard.
Harder than you think it's going to be. It seems like it's a reading. What? We'll just we'll just turn on our screens and read.
But like I had a great team, so it was like,
yes. You know. This cast was incredible, but Alana, you really, you did a really fantastic job.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So we're getting to the end of our time together, but I want to answer two questions that have been brought up a couple times. And the first question is, what's next for the play? Is there going to be full production? How do we share this with a broader audience? I think I can speak for everybody on the team when I say that everybody who's worked on this wants this to have a broader audience and wants it to continue its life on the stage. And I think that we will make that happen. And I think that we all value it enough that we want it to have that magic of live theater in person together with the timing and the connections of people together. So for everybody in the audience, I would say stay tuned. because I don't think it's come to the end of its life as a piece of art. The last thing is if you learned something about the situation at the ACJ tonight, or you heard something in this play that touched you or moved you or made you think that things should be or could be different for these kids, what could we do? What can we do about it? And I know that Mike has put together some things that you can do tonight, you can do tomorrow about this issue. So I just want to give him a chance to share those.
Yeah, so I think the interesting thing about what these kids are facing is that it's a reflection of what everyone that is incarcerated is facing. It's just that they are youth. So I think that all efforts to end solitary confinement, abolishing solitary confinement, ending cash bail. Summer Lee just posted a memo that she is sending a forthcoming legislation to end cash bail. So supporting that so that there aren't kids who are in ACJ just because they can't post bail, right? And then there is also a PA House and Senate bill to end solitary confinement specifically for youth. So that's an important thing that we can support right now, is ending solitary confinement for youth in Pennsylvania. It's something that would be great if the PA House and Senate took up. So calling your state legislators, calling your state senators and representatives and letting them know that this is an important issue for you, I think is a great way to start, especially just with legislation. And then just on more of a community level, like if you work with kids, making sure that your kids know that these kids exist, right? That there are kids right now that are facing situations that they shouldn't be. Treating all the kids you work with as though they have the potential to make profound mistakes and the potential to make a profound difference, right? No matter what mistakes you make as a kid, you still have potential in the world, and spreading that around. Supporting organizations in Pittsburgh, local organizations that are working with kids, right? This is an issue of access to creativity. Some of these kids, their first creative writing class is in jail. That shouldn't happen. They should have a creative writing class in elementary school, right? We should have arts access throughout the district, throughout the state education system. But supporting some of these organizations that are supplementing that arts access, organizations like Alumni Theater Company, One Hood, Gwen's Girls, Right Pittsburgh, Amachi, Dreams of Hope. There are a lot of others. If there's an organization that you care about or you trust, please support those organizations because they're doing the work that we need right now. And then if your values include investing in kids, make sure you vote for judges and district attorneys who share those values, right? There's an election in Pittsburgh on May 18th for a district court judge. Paying attention to elections and what their platforms are and making sure that they include ending solitary confinement for youth, ending cash bail, all of these kind of important legislation that we can actually make change on local and state levels. Very important and something that you can do tonight.
Thank you. May 18th, vote, go vote. There's one more really important question. I think it's important enough that I don't want to leave it out and that we can end on it. And that's for Stefan. Somebody from our Zoom asks, how are you doing now? And what would you like to see happen because of this play?
I'm actually doing great, honestly. To be real with you, it's crazy that he said that, but I feel like solitary changed my life. That's when I knew I was like, I can't keep doing this. This isn't it for me. You wrecking in a cage, them walking you around with handcuffs tied to a rope like you're a dog. I was like, I can't do this anymore. So that kind of changed my life for real. That made me like, no, this isn't it. Now I actually do music. So I own a recording studio in McKees Rocks. I just actually got another building. It's getting like soundproof and all of that. It's out Robinson. So I'm really on music. I'm trying to get into real estate, what I was just talking to Miss Christine about. You know, she's an old real estate agent, so she's kind of, you know, guiding me a little bit, trying to get right. But I mean, hopefully I just feel like people hear this and understand that there are problems in jail. Like they're definitely, like, it's a lot of problems in that jail, from the food they eat to the solitary messing your mind up. Like, I just feel like we need to change, and we can't change without the help of y'all. And that's why I was so eager to do this. I was excited. She was like, you know, thank you, but I don't need no thanks for that. I just want to see a change.
Hey, Stefan, where can we find your music, and what's the name of your studio?
The name of the studio is Hit After Hit Studio.
Hit After Hit.
Yes, ma'am. And my name is Westside Pound. You can look me up on YouTube, anything. I'm there. I appreciate y'all for letting me be a part of this too. I really do.
We appreciate you so much for taking the time out of your night to come add your voice to this conversation. Your voice is very important to this conversation. Thank you.
It's not a problem at all.
I also want to thank everybody else whose faces I can see in the little Zoom boxes right now, and all the rest of the cast whose cameras are off. Thank you. You brought these characters to life with such energy and compassion and respect and artistry. Thank you so much for doing them justice. Thank you, Alona, for all of your vision and direction and passion. Thank you. And thank you, Hallie, for being such an inspiration to all artists in Pittsburgh. We all admire the work of alumni so much. Thank you. Thanks to Christine and Mike for sticking with this project for several years. And thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. I think we had over 160 people at one point watching. Thank you for spending some more time on Zoom, even though we're all Zoomed out. We appreciate you. So until we meet again, have a great night and stay safe and healthy.
You too. Thank you. Good night, y'all.
Stefan, before you leave, what did you say? What did you say was your artist name?
Westside Pound.
Westside Pound. All right.
Yep. 2 D's.
Yeah, I was going to say, tell them 2 D's.
All right. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Bye,
Good night.
everybody.
Thank
Love
you.
y'all.
Good night. Thank you.
Thanks. They did great. They were amazing. Oh, you're muted.
It looks like we're still live. Can you end the live? You know how to do that? We could just hang up.